Alright, so today we're going to do a full radio and intercom install on this 2021 Honda Talon 4-seat car. First thing you're going to want to do is pull that hood off and then pull all the bolts and the push pins that hold that cowl piece on. By removing that cowling, it'll give you access to the back side of the cubby hole that we're going to cut out. And then once we get that cut out, it'll give you access to the back of the radio and the intercom for all the cabling. Alright, once you get the hood and the cowling piece off, it's time to grab the hot knife. We use a demand hot knife. You can get them off of Amazon or any such thing. It's super easy to use. Anyway, so we put the knife on it, get her heated up, and as you can tell, as soon as the knife starts getting hot, it'll just eat right through that plastic. What you're going to want to do is go around the edge of that pocket, just kind of pulling it around. The mount itself will cover up a lot of the imperfections if it's not quite perfect, but if you just follow that outer edge and go all the way around, it's fairly easy. So once you get that off, you'll have to take that bolt out of the back, which holds that instrument cluster to the back of that little cubby, and then you can pull that cubby out now that you've got it cut. Once that box is out, you can take a razor knife and just clean up the edge where that plastic had melted and left a bead around there, just so that mount will sit flush. Once that opening is cleaned up, you can go ahead and cut that tab off of the dash piece that had that bolt in it. This will allow the radio to slide in there and not interfere with it. Alright, with the dash all cut out, it's time to pull all of that center console out. Whether it's a 2-seat or a 4-seat car, it's super easy. Just pull all the little push pins that hold it on, and then it just pulls straight off. Once you get it off, then it will give you access to run the headset cables down that center tunnel. With that tunnel all exposed like it is, take and grab the 5-pin end of your cables and run them right in front of the shifter down below, and then you can reach through the hole that you put in the dash and pull them straight through. Make sure you leave about a 6-inch service loop of cables hanging out. That way in the future, if you ever have to pull the radio and the intercom out, it's super easy and you're not going to be fighting with cables. So I use our R-wraps to contain the cables down the tunnel. If you look, it's just little Velcro straps. Each the driver and the co-driver, I ran them under the seat on the bars and then up the side and then out the harness hole on the seat. Keep in mind you need to put them on the left side because that's where most helmets have their cabling come out of. In the rear, the same thing. If you've got a 4-seat car, just continue the cables on down and up over the bar and out the seat. Alright, once you have your headset cables ran, you can go ahead and put that center console back together. Don't forget to plug in the 12-volt cigarette lighter in the center console before you tie everything down. Once that's in, now we're going to go ahead and hook our power up to the winch cable portions that are already pre-ran in the Honda Talon. These cables are taped to the upright right behind the steering wheel underneath the cowling. The other end of the cables will be in the battery box right behind the battery. They too will be taped up with blue tape. Hook those up to the battery and then that'll put power to the front of the car. Next we're going to run the antenna cable. This cable needs to run from underneath the dash up the passenger side A-pillar and then cut across in the front of the cage and down the driver's side and then back over to the middle of the roof area. This will eat up all 15 feet of the coax cable that came in the kit and allow you to plug it in and not have any issues. With the antenna cable run and the NMO pushed through the 3/8 hole with the nut on it, you can screw the antenna on and you're good to go. Next, you want to load the mount with your radio and intercom. This is one of our M1 radios with a 364 intercom, but it'll accept many different radios. So once you get the radio and intercom installed in the mount, go ahead and plug in the cables, so all of the headset cables into the headset ports. If you have external PTTs, plug those in. Remember, they are specific to the seat. And then make sure that you plug in that coax cable and the power cable. Once the mount is all loaded, you can go ahead and slide it into the hole in the dash. It'll pretty much align itself with the dash. So once you get it in place, take your 6 screws and go around the edge and just screw it into place. Now it's time to power the radio on and the intercom, do a quick little test, and get out and ride.